Keep it up and that up. This video isn't going to be a news story. It's going to be about a topic I wanted to talk about for a while. It's going to involve a dating story, but it's not about dating. It's about gaming and how conventional gaming to this day, even though it's much more mainstream, is socially unaccepted. But casual gaming is very socially accepted because of how it's executed. You understand what I'm saying? I'll explain more in detail throughout the video. Now, I'm 31 years old, and I would say I game maybe 4 to 5 hours a week, and that's a extensive week of gaming for me. You know, I have other life obligations, unemployed or not right now. I can't and don't want to sit home playing video games the whole day. It would drive me insane. I get my fill in, play a little bit for news stories, or maybe I'll play some Max Payne 3 online even when I'm not doing a news story, and then I'm good. You know, I need my little hour fix a day. That's about it. Not even. Some weeks I'll go days without even touching a controller. But because I game on a PC and I game on a console, I still get hairy eyeballs from people around my age and family and stuff like that. I'll give an example now. About a few months ago, I went out on a date. Wasn't anything dramatic, that's why it wasn't a dating horror story. And she asked me what I do. At the time, I was working for HP, and I explained that I do Review Tech USA. You know, she asked what I did, and I explained it. And she goes to me, "Oh, God, you're into those videos?" I'm like, "Into those videos? What do you mean, making videos?" "Yeah, that's kind of what I get paid for." She's like, No, I mean video games. I'm like, "Yeah, videos, video games kind of are different things." She's like, I did that just kind of scares me off, and, do you know how to socialize and all that stuff? And I'm like, when did playing video games equate to having leprosy? Like, yeah, am I talking to you right now? It was like, yeah, okay, whatever. So the date didn't go horrible, but that just kind of killed it for me. And I think her knowing that I, God forbid, pick up a video game controller killed it for her. But we talked on and off. She would text me. It was whatever. We had no interest, but we ended it amicably. And she then added me like a month or two later on Facebook. And all of a sudden, I keep seeing from her all of these achievements for Farmville. Like 24/7. It was all day. Farmville. I got this pink cow. I got these 2 orange nipple tassels. Whatever the hell you do in Farmville. I can't stand Farmville. I saw it. I played it for 5 minutes and I wanted to kill myself. And I messaged her privately, because I'm not like that. I won't blow up someone's spot. And I said, "Is all you do is play Farmville?" She's like, "No, well, I'm at work, so I have nothing else to do." And I'm like, You're at work at night? I thought you only work 9 to 5. She's like, "Okay, yeah, I really like Farmville, and it's a lot of fun." And to me, it's like, okay, so picking up a PlayStation 3 controller is totally socially unacceptable. You're probably a 30-year-old virgin. You have no social skills. You don't know how to do anything else. You don't know how to interact with people. You probably go to Magic the Gathering meetings, but playing Farmville because you're in front of a computer at work and it doesn't have that stigma to it is okay. It's the same thing with cell phones. So many people won't walk around. Now, obviously, there's powerful cell phones now that could do kind of the same games, or they're getting close to being able to do the same games that 3DS and Vita can do. It's a few years off still. But people won't buy a portable gaming console, also because of the fact that you people know what you're doing when you take it out of your wallet or your pocketbook or your backpack, because it's like, oh, look at that man child or woman child. They're sitting there playing a game, and that's so childish. And I'm using child like 30 times, but it's the truth. People look at you, and if you picked up a 3DS or PS Vita as an adult, people will look at you like, what are you doing? What are you, 12? But if you had a cell phone, and hell, if you're even playing the same game on the cell phone, oh, he must be doing something productive. It must be productivity that he or she is doing. And because it's a cell phone, someone's messaging me on Facebook, speaking of which, but because it's a cell phone, people don't give you the hairy eyeballs because it's a socially accepted device to have. Another story, I was at a bar with a couple friends. This is a while back now, probably about a year ago. and I saw a guy there that I knew from an old job of mine in college. And we were always kind of lukewarm or whatever, but I saw him there, and he asked me what I did. It's always the first thing. Whenever you're over the age of 24, the first thing people ask you is, what do you do? Because they want to see how you're doing so they can compare themselves to you. So, again, I was still working for HP, and that was just when I think I got partnered with YouTube, so I said I did that too. He's like, oh, man, you still playing those games? You got that controller in your hand? Like, really, like, condescending. And I'm sitting there, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, I said to him, and I was kind of a dick, but I don't really care. I was like, man, you still do fantasy football? He's like, yeah, why? I was like, so you go with a bunch of other men and play pretend, and you're in your, what, early 40s now? He's like, what? You got to be kidding. You're comparing the two of them? I'm like, yeah, because I sit down, and it's a form of entertainment for me, and you drive about an hour and a half away to play pretend with other men at your friend's apartment in Albany. And he's like, whatever, you can't even compare him, bro. You can't even compare him. And he turned around and chugged his beer, and he wouldn't talk to me anymore, because basically meaning that I owned him right there, because it's true. Again, fantasy football. It's fantasy, it's pretend, it's like Magic the Gathering for jockheads, but that's okay because it's socially acceptable. Again, gaming, you could be the most casual gamer. I'm not talking from Angry Birds, Farmville casual. You could have a 360 and play a half an hour a day, but because you have a console that's dedicated to gaming, it's still looked upon, it's still frowned upon, it's still socially unaccepted. And that's another example, and it drives me insane. You know what else I hate too? I don't hate gamers, obviously, I'm a friggin' gamer, but I hate the word gamer. What gamer has a stigma to it. It signifies, this socially inept person that's obsessed with their hobby, and it just, the stigma. Even if you're a hardcore gamer, when someone calls someone else a gamer, the stigma that goes along with that. I was at a friend's house one time, and his son was playing Xbox, and he goes, oh, Rich is into doing that too. He's a gamer. And I'm thinking to myself, he didn't mean it in any condescending way. Really nice guy. But I'm like, if I watched the movie that this kid was watching, would you call me a moviegoer? If we listened to the same album, would I be a music listener? No, you would say I watched the movie. I listened to music. If you do those things, because they're more socially accepted, they don't have a name to them. They don't have a label. Whereas gaming, you play a video game. I play video games. I turn them on. You may watch a TV show for an hour. I play a game for an hour. Why am I a gamer? Why do I have a label? Why do I have a stamp on my ass that says gamer? And that's why I hate that word. I'm not saying that to be offensive. If anyone takes offense to it, if you think gamer is a good thing, but you have to admit, you have to agree with me. It's true. When people say gamer, they encapsulate this stigma that goes to the person that's so negative, and it drives me insane. So there's two morals to my story or rant or ramble, whatever you want to call it. One is, I don't care if you're playing Farmville or you're playing Call of Duty or you're playing Skyrim. You're a gamer. You game. All right, just because you may not have a console in front of you and you do it on your iPad or your work computer, if you're sitting, especially those quote-unquote casual gamers, they do it all day. If you're playing a form of interactive entertainment, I guess it's the right way to phrase it, you are a gamer. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Words with Friends or Zelda. And two, why do we have to be gamers? Why can't it be a hobby? Why can't it be a pastime like people who watch TV, like people who are into sports, like people? Why does it have to have this label that's known as gamer that has this stigma to it? Get over it. Gaming's been around since, God, if you want to go back to the 60s and 70s, It's a mainstream form of entertainment. Not everyone who picks up a controller is the stereotype that people think of. So anyway, guys, leave your thoughts on this. Leave video responses. Have you dealt with similar situations that I mentioned in this video where people instantly label you because you play video games? I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of random, but I wanted to talk about this for a long time. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.
Уфе!